Stakeholders in Nigeria's movie industry are concerned about the longevity of films produced, as there is currently no generally accepted movie archive that ensures movies are accessible no matter the advancement of technology. A number of them gathered for a symposium to find ways forward. Here's something on that.
Filmmaking had been in existence for over 20 years in Nigeria before cheap and easy technology enabled filmmakers release movies on VHS and other similar formats. Hardly can any of Nigeria's early films, Kongi's Harvest, Dinner with the Devil, Bisi, Daughter of the River Goddess, and others, be seen today, as there were no proper storage facilities for films on celluloid. However, stakeholders in the industry are making plans to ensure that mistakes of the past are not repeated. Efforts are now in place to give Nigerian films a better chance at longevity.
Film itself is very important because there's a visual history and there's visual knowledge that is very accessible in a way that perhaps written work cannot be. So if, for example, I remember the other day I looked at a photograph of my grandmother when she was about 19, around the time she got married. And I saw that the way she had tied her gilly was very different from the way that I see us tying gilly. Gilly is your head tie, what we typically wear, Nigerian women wear to functions. And I just thought about how there's so many things in Nigerian society that we take for granted. We think that, although of course we know that traditions and cultures change over time, there's sometimes not that visual documentation.
Guests at this symposium, titled Reclaiming History, Unveiling Memory in Lagos, are looking to learn from practitioners who've successfully established laboratories aimed at restoring and properly storing away films on different formats. At the event, former Managing Director of the Film Corporation of Nigeria, Afolabi Adesanya, emphasized again the importance of archiving film works for future reference. He also called for government support.
We're hoping that people will become more familiar with the National Film and Video Sound Archive located in Jos. It's now on a permanent site. The stakeholders would contribute or donate their works, scripts, copies of their, maybe trailers, not the entire film, so that it won't be pirated, posters, and, other publicity materials that could form part of the archival holdings for each of these titles. And of course, it needs more of government, support. This is a public institution that needs a lot of government support to be able to do its work properly, including acquiring the rights to films, having some branded, national heritage, going into collaboration with older film archives in the world so that it can benefit from their works, their knowledge, their experience, their technology.
All of the Ogunde films, you cannot find any of them. We are lucky because Kunle Afolayan retrieved some of his father's films. Outside of that, Nigeria has no really record. And everyone, even who is producing documentaries in the country, rely on overseas libraries, to do any kind of research at all. So at this, workshop and conference, all I'm thinking about is I hope everything is not lost and how we can salvage whatever it is there. From my experience, none of the present generation, even working professional films, have ever seen any of those films that were made in the country in the 80s.
The call for proper structuring and reorientation is timely, as Nollywood's expansion, both in capacity and productivity, continues to increase rapidly.